Kobe sounds like his last name sounds like a meat tray.
The Caputo. I'll have the Caputo, please.
Which is funny because my first name actually is a meat. So the Kobe Caputo, we could be like, you know,
yeah,
Kobe beef, the Kobe Caputo meat tray. It's also Kobe cheese. The same thing. Yeah. No, but Kobe cheese, you know. So Kobe Caputo could be the Kobe cheese and the Kobe meat tray, you know.
Yeah. Maybe.
Just throwing it out.
Hello, my friends.
Thank you for joining us for the PEBCAK Podcast, a weekly information security show featuring some all-around good people. It is week 24 of 2024. I'm Chris Louie, and still don't have a functioning bathtub after a year and a half. With me, I have my co-host, the Hot Dad, whose cholesterol is off the charts.
It's off the charts because it's super low, just like the insulin, blood sugar, and what was the other one that they looked at?
CBC.
Oh, prostate. Yeah, prostate. I was like, all right, let's go. Doing good. No help there. Give me a
COVID
test.
You get a COVID screen, and AIDS test too, right? At the same time.
Yeah, that's the Glenn Medina special. COVID test with 2 fingers. Wait, dude, what? I thought you got that bathtub fixed a year and a half ago. It still isn't working?
What's going
Still
on?
isn't working. We finally figured it out. So maybe a month ago or so, we plugged it in, and the control box that runs the bathtub like popped and started smoking. And then like, okay, well that's weird. And then my contractor couldn't figure it out. Of course, he didn't bring his electrician, so I brought in a professional tub repair guy, and he says they wired that plug. It's a standard 3-prong outlet. Like they wired that plug for 240. It's supposed to be 110, but they wired it for 240.
No wonder
it blew up the box. Yeah.
Wow. Is this in your bathtub, or is this like an outside bathtub?
No, this
thing,
is the master bath.
So
it's a
what is
whirlpool
it?
Tub.
It's a whirlpool. Okay, so it's not one of those steam shower type things.
No,
Fun fact, this was for Chris, not for his wife. Chris likes to take bubble baths.
Of course, it's for me.
Him and his bath bombs.
Weirdo. Yeah, so when you go to Lush, I think it's that place, and get you some bath bombs. The funniest one is fixed. Do you know what Lush is?
Yeah.
Yes, I know what Lush is.
Okay, so my wife got some, and she just started panicking. She's like screaming to me. She's like standing in the bathtub, like butt naked, and she's like, I think there's spiders in here. I'm like, there's no spiders. And like, it was just like the way the thing was fizzing with like these black little things that are around there. She thought it was spiders. I was like, what are you doing?
What do they do? Like freeze dried spiders inside of the bath bomb?
Yep. They reanimate in the water.
It'd be funny if those things laid eggs.
It was adorable.
Yeah.
You sure she didn't take any calming medication before that? Was she seeing
100% sure.
Yeah.
That would be the day if I can get my wife to smoke a little Doge or a mushroom. I guess you don't smoke a mushroom or eat a mushroom, but yeah, that would be. I don't even know what I would do with her. That'd be freaky.
Just be careful and make sure she doesn't become violent.
That's only with tequila.
A different drug.
Yeah, different. Yeah.
It's legal though.
And we have Glenn Medina, or should we call him Pool Party Glenn, or PPG? How was the view from that pool, Glenn?
It was quite amazing. It's a different experience in Vegas. You guys are going to go next week, so you guys let me know. Get yourself a reservation. Yeah, it was very cold. The water was cold. Yeah. Yeah.
What was the name of this pool that you're talking about? Like we at the Topgolf?
No, it's called the Maria. Was it the Maria Pool Lounge inside of Mandalay? So Mandalay has a couple areas, a couple parks. Couple water parks inside there, but the Maria one is the adult area. So
what the heck, really?
Yeah.
Is it indoor pool, or is it like just
no? It's
like
outdoor
inside the resort.
No, it's inside.
Oh, okay.
It's in the pool area in the back where the Mandalay is. You know, where the surf park. I guess there's a wave park inside there, and then there's another pool area, like 3 or 4 pools. But yeah, go to the Maria pool, and you'll see for yourself.
All I know is they have sharks there, so tread lightly.
Yes. Don't
Sharks are awesome.
Yeah. But it's 100 degrees. What's going on, Chris? It's 100 degrees in California. I don't know if it's 100 degrees in Phoenix.
60 degrees here today, Glenn.
Yeah, it was 100 degrees
yesterday. It's a brisk 99.
Yeah. So it's
Dude, I missed Flagstaff. It was like 67 yesterday. I was like, all right, let's go.
That's San Francisco weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our guest this week is Bootcamp MVP and Sales Engineer of the Quarter, Kobe Caputo. We tried to get Kobe on the last 2 weeks, but due to a scheduling conflict, we weren't able to get him until today. Welcome back, Kobe, or should I say, aloha?
Too soon. Aloha! How is everybody?
Were you in Hawaii?
Hawaii. That was why I missed the last time I was supposed to be.
He was in Hawaii for work.
That is the case. That is true.
Dude, my entire career, I've always tried to bid for taking care of Hawaii. I've never won. It's always been some jerk in San Diego that usually covers it. So Kelly, Mr. Caputo here is the guy that's doing it.
I am that jerk.
Getting it done.
In San Jose. That is me. That is I.
How many days were you there?
I was there for 7. So.
Okay, yeah. There's no businesses open on the weekend.
There was a. That is true. I did bring the wife along. We were there for the weekend, which was nice. I've never been to Hawaii, so that was cool for us. But there was a few conferences out there. One that I spoke at, and the one that we had a Zscaler booth at. So.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty cool.
What island were you at?
Oahu. So we were mostly in Waikiki the whole time. So it was most businesses were kind of downtown Waikiki, and then around.
So were you surfing on the beach by 12, or surfing at the beach in the morning and then head to do your session in shorts and sand?
The time zone thing I thought would be really cool. Like, oh, it's okay. I'll just start my day really early, and then by the time that I'm done at 2, and then the whole rest of the day we can kind of just like go explore. That is totally not how it worked. I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and like by the time I was done with actual work things and like customers, it was like 7 o'clock at night, and I was just like, I'm done. I'm tapping out, and that was pretty much the entire week. So
you should have went surfing at 3 o'clock in the morning. Build your time.
I know.
Right?
It actually, I've never been to like true coastal waters, so dipping my feet in the water and like having it be warm was very, very interesting for sure.
So you live in California, you've never been to the coast in California.
Our waters are cold, man.
Yeah, they are.
You need a wetsuit here.
Yeah.
You what? Yeah, you gotta wear a what? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, wear a wetsuit here.
Gotta wear a
yeah,
wetsuit.
my past company, I covered Hawaii. I had the largest account in the company in Hawaii, and my boss would still not let me go meet them face to face. And guess what? The account churned.
I was gonna say, you were telling me that.
You have to.
I told him, like, that's because you didn't send me out there.
Must be present to win over there. Yeah.
The Hebrew hammer denied you, huh?
It is very true.
My previous job, not before Zscaler.
Oh, okay.
No, guy would send me.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's the one thing, the culture change in Hawaii, where, those guys are, the Hawaii hospitality is what, they called it, is just, you got to be there in person, you got to make friends, you got to really, truly, care, and not just act like you care. And so, it's, I made a lot of friends.
There's also,
it's really cool.
A third bullet point, you need to get a tan. If you guys can't see it, Kobe is the most pale person I've ever seen.
I do have a little, you see my watch tan there?
Oh, you were even whiter than that. Oh my god, that's crazy.
I feel like Kobe can look at a Chinese flag and get a sunburn. That's how white he is, man.
I can.
He is the white version of Snow White. The boy version of Snow White.
Takes off his shirt.
Snow White.
Everyone is instantly blinded.
Wow, that's all right though. You're killing it.
I was gonna say, finish that sentence.
All right, this week we're going to talk about Florida man's car crash, Snowflake getting hacked. I have a feeling we're going to skip our third topic, so we'll jump right into closing with Deitch's father-in-law talk. Before we get started with our first topic, I wanted to get someone on from healthcare to talk to us about the U.S.'s Upgrade Act, that is the $50 million in funding to develop a program or framework to secure healthcare here in the U.S. Kobe, you work in healthcare. What impact will $50 million have on securing the U.S. healthcare system?
So, I'll be honest, right before I wasn't super up to speed on this. From the last time that I was on this podcast, one of the biggest things that I said was the hardest part of moving in healthcare was that everything is so outdated, right? Like we were trying to patch systems that were Windows XP, and that was like the most upgraded that software could possibly run on was like Windows XP. I'm really excited to see how kind of this Change Healthcare Act, like the Upgrade Act, not necessarily specific to the Change Healthcare thing or Ascension, but I'm really curious to see how they focus on trying to upgrade a lot of the tools that healthcare uses, because honestly, that's like the biggest setback is the government has to apply certifications to things, and once something is certified, it takes a really long time to get it recertified again. And so something that we were continuously struggling with was, hey, we like have this vendor, they're really good, everything's integrated, but they're on a really legacy platform. And some of the things that I was reading about this kind of $50 million bill is that a big portion of it is going to go towards trying to get people to move into modern
OS frameworks.
Frameworks, yeah, exactly.
Software development life cycles.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm excited for that. I think that could truly make a lot of differences. I was actually just reading an article that was really funny. The 3 top things that they mentioned was, in this article that I was reading, was removing external attack surfaces, upgrading exposure, or like removing exposure, and then like lateral movement propagation. And I was like, I was expecting to see a Zscaler logo on this page somewhere. It's really interesting.
If only there was a company that could help with all 3.
Only if that's something that's, really government certified and that works with a lot of government agencies. But yeah.
Does Island Browser work on Windows XP? Just curious. So like it's
you
always
made him
interesting.
choke.
I did, yeah. We hear all this stuff of like OT stuff that's still running on Windows XP, but I can't remember the last time I saw a terrifying breach that started there.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like it's there. Like, are they doing such a great job of just isolating it? It's always like a VPN or something that they got in from. It's not like they have Windows XPs sitting on the external network just waiting to be breached.
You'd hope not.
I was, to your point, Deitch, there was a story that somebody was telling me that they used to work at a healthcare organization that had an elevator system that they would have to be certified every year, and they would come out and certify it, and it ran on Windows XP, and they actually had it connected to the network for updating things, but they realized that it was infected with like a ransomware, like some kind of a malware, and what they decided to do was actually just unplug it and isolate it, essentially completely remove it from the network, knowing that it has, knowing that it has ransomware, some form of like it's unusable, and if we connect it to the network, it's going to be deadly. But they essentially taped over the port and was just like, this is working, don't touch it, don't connect it to the network.
So the elevator still works, but it's being held hostage with ransomware.
It is being held hostage.
It's like a ticking time
That's
bomb.
pretty dope.
Someone's going to get stuck in that one.
I know, there's got to be some kind of a
logic
don't
bomb
tell the
in it.
certification team, right?
Yeah,
it's funny.
The other way.
I can't tell you how many times, like, go ahead, Chris.
So I think the other thing the Upgrade Act was going to do, besides all the stuff Zscaler does, is firmware and software updates, streamlining that, getting the process of that sped up, and having auto updates enabled.
Yeah, vulnerability mitigation programs, rapidly moving towards automatically detecting software vulnerabilities, things like that.
Tenable is really excited about this.
I remember like in the early 2000s just being like just frustrated with having to patch all the time as like a network admin of a small company. And then I remember putting a server out in the DMZ, no firewall in front of it, fully patched. It was just like, and with the intention of just like saying like how quickly will it be until this thing is like
seconds.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
just like you log like you. Oh, dude, it was. I remember I did it over the weekend. Came back in the morning, and checked the RDP to it, like on the desktop. It was like click here to INI. I'm like, oh, it happened. Like
10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, I'm
10
sure
to
it was
15 minutes
really quick.
the average time it takes for an exposed exposed Windows box to get infected, or at least somebody tried to attempt, is about 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the first time I had to upgrade a Novell network that I didn't know anything about Novell at all. And I came in late on a Friday night to do it, and then like I rebooted it, and like it was just like not coming back, and I literally had a panic attack. I think I fell on the ground, like shortness of breath, like, oh my God, I'm gonna get fired. I'll never be able to recruit from a $15 an hour job. But yeah, rebuild. Always back up, everyone.
Yeah, you learned a valuable lesson that day.
I always love going through Reddit, like the IT nightmares, and seeing like people that have accidentally just like nuked an entire VMware array and like had to rebuild it.
That would have been our topic 3 if we have. That would have been our topic 3 if we had time for it. Let's see if we probably not.
We might.
We'll bring Kobe back for that one. Then I'll save that story.
Ready for it? Oh yeah, look at that! Nice.
All right, well, for our first topic, a small departure from our typical information security stories, but still related. We've covered several topics on the podcast about Apple's Find My feature being used for good to recover stolen cars and property. We've also seen some snafus like the FBI or police kicking in the wrong door because someone threw a pair of stolen AirPods on some unsuspecting person's lawn. Well, this time we have a happy ending to an Apple Find My story. A 15-year-old Florida kid was minding his own business, riding his bicycle, and he was cut off and struck by an SUV. The impact was hard enough that the Florida kid's head broke through the rear window of the SUV. During the accident, one of the kid's AirPods fell out and into the SUV, lodging itself under a floor mat. The driver, to his credit, did stop briefly, but only to move the unconscious and seriously injured bicyclist out of the road before fleeing the scene. His injuries were so serious he had to be airlifted by helicopter to the hospital. When the kid later opened his Find My app to try to find the missing AirPod, it showed that it was at an address about 4 miles from the scene of the crime. The police were contacted and the driver, a Florida man, was arrested.
I love that the first thing the kid's doing is like, man, where the hell's my iPod?
Where's the other
AirPod?
one?
Yeah. Where's the other one? I gotta listen to my music.
Why is it 4 miles away?
That's
I got hit
cool.
over here.
Yeah.
Finally, it worked for.
This when you think you get away with a perfect crime, Apple foils you once again.
Yeah, I mean, and it was obvious they got the right guy. Like, they found the SUV, the back window was cracked, the AirPod was in the car. Like, yeah, they got the right guy this time.
Well, they put 2 and 2 together, right?
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, if you flee the scene of an accident, it's because you don't have a driver's license, you're drunk, you know what I mean? Like, there's always something else going on there. Like, if you hit somebody, that sucks. Just pull over, deal with it, right? But if you flee, if you flee, that's the one thing I think. I don't know if this is everywhere, but I know in Arizona, at night, if you hit someone outside of a crosswalk, it's fair game. Like, there is no way in hell you're in trouble, right? Like, it's their fault. They're in the middle of the street. You hit them. Just don't drive away. Just stop. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like, even if you kill the person, it's like, shame on them for, snorting coke in the middle of the street. Yeah.
Don't do that in California.
Yeah, don't do that in California. Yeah, exactly. And Arizona is where that Uber self-driving car killed that bicyclist. And I think Uber was clear. Even though the driver was distracted, they said this bicyclist was jaywalking, wearing dark clothes. It was a total accident.
Was it Waymo or was it Uber? No, it was Uber.
That was
You're
Uber.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
that's
right.
what ended the Uber self-driving car program, was the person that killed in Arizona.
You are correct.
My son got pulled over riding a bicycle.
Without a helmet?
Doing what?
So, no, so obviously the cop followed him after a pursuit, which is like, you can't say that. Like, you're in a car and I'm on a bicycle. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
a
like
very low speed pursuit.
Yeah, what is that?
He's like, what? Yeah, he's like, why didn't you pull over? He's like, well, probably because I don't have any rearview mirrors. Like, what are you talking about? Right? And
he was on the loud horn, like, get on the bike, pull over now.
Eventually, that's what they did, and then they're just like, you have any weapons on you? And he's like, again, I'm on a bicycle. He's like, I got a pocket knife, I guess, if you want to call it. They're like, hand it over. But it was because I think he was in the bike lane, and his rear reflector was, I guess, pointed down or something like that. The cop couldn't see it. He ended up being pretty cool about it, but it was funny just to hear. He's like, my son's supposed to be on his way home. I was taking you so long. He's like, I got pulled over. I'm like, you're on a bike. How did you get pulled over? Did you just stop pedaling? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
So.
Meanwhile, people are getting killed in Arizona, and all that speeding and other crimes are being committed. Yeah.
Is there something going on I don't know about?
And they want to pull over a kid with a reflector. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's some cartel stuff going on down there.
It's the Hyundai boys of Phoenix.
Hyundai.
Oh.
Hyundai.
Oh, gosh.
Yes,
Here we go.
Exactly.
Kobe, what is it? Say it.
It's Hyundai.
Oh,
God, you too.
Oh, dumber than you look.
I've lost all confidence in you now, Kobe.
Hyundai.
Oh, jeez. I'm never going to watch you present. Just kidding.
You shouldn't. You would be in the background just like, shut up! Get off the stage!
Whatever. You're like
no
3
one
months
likes
into
you.
the gig and you're already presenting in Hawaii. That's like
Yeah,
marquee
that's
stuff,
cool.
man. Good job.
To all three people in the audience that he flew out to go see. So
It was a very small conference room. This is factual. Yes.
Well, at least you took your wife. I can't believe you flew Southwest. That's you should go to Vegas if you like gambling. I'll tell you what. Although Glenn likes to fly Southwest to Hawaii, so.
dude, I fly my wife for $6 each way.
One of
So
I know.
how do you complain?
Companion pass. Yes.
Yeah, how do you
It's the
complain?
greatest thing ever.
We all
No.
can't fly first class, Brian.
They just need
Yeah, I know. Me neither.
They just need better internet. They need to get Elon Musk's internet on those planes.
Get the Starlink.
Yes.
Dude, I was on a
Cruise
so
ship
I'm
or
with you on that. Southwest, the Wi-Fi
their
sucks,
Wi-Fi's
right?
awful.
What are you talking
And then
about?
I
I
was
flew
on- and
Alaska
I
and it
just-
was the same. United was the same. They're all the same. They all suck.
Bro, no way. I hate it, but I fly them all the time. I shouldn't say that. Edit that out, please, Chris. I flew and like, you can watch movies, but the person next to me is like on YouTube or TikTok and they're just scrolling. I was like, there's no way. Like, this has got to be their camera roll. And so I opened up my phone and I was like on YouTube just watching videos. I was like, oh my God, like what a time to be alive. Then I flew Southwest and I tried to do the same thing and just sat in buffering hell for hours. So
It's like the ad loads perfectly,
browser
but then
isolation.
the video won't
You
load.
didn't use
wow,
Zscaler
everyone's
browser
just talking at
isolation.
once.
You didn't use Zscaler browser isolation to make your sessions go faster.
Not on my iPhone, no.
Say it one more time just to make sure we all heard it.
What'd you say, Chris?
I was saying, the joke is every time you try to load up YouTube with a poor connection, the ad loads perfectly in 1080p,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the video won't load.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure it's cached. If you could reverse engineer that app, there's probably just, I think the install of YouTube. How big do you guys think YouTube is? Let's do. Inquisitive minds want to know.
Bet you
400 meg.
Zscaler's bigger.
That's what she said. Yeah, the app itself.
I would
No
push
idea.
back on that because
I think it's
the
small.
way that's what she said. Because the way that
It's 305 megabytes. So that
that's
I would have
close.
to argue that at least 1/3 of that is advertising. This built right in.
but the way the ad auctions work, it's like they can't possibly load enough ads.
And
in
like
the app to
locations
cache
too.
it.
True. Well, they probably pre-cached it a little bit, right? So Zscaler is 17.8 megabytes, bro. Wow, coming in
got-
clutch.
You got the short end of the stick on iPhone. It's only 112 on YouTube for Android.
Yeah, but
What
Zscaler's
is it
got a
on
different
Android
function.
for Zscaler?
Yeah, you're just
Let's see what.
it's a different
That was
function. All
YouTube.
you're doing is network redirection, right?
Right.
You're not loading content through.
No,
it.
it's much more than that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's
It's much.
Island browser, 283.6 megabytes. All right.
So the actual YouTube app size 281.
Oh, Zscaler's 70
iPhone.
megs for me.
a lot of
Whoop-de-doo,
porn.
you haven't freaking.
That's a lot of porn there, Kobe.
Anyways, topic 2, you were saying.
For our second topic, no, Snowflake has not been hacked. The rumor that Snowflake was hacked were greatly exaggerated. But yes, it's true that Ticketmaster, Banco Santander, and Advanced Auto Parts were all hacked through Snowflake. The attack vector is a tale as old as time. Ticketmaster, Banco Santander, and Advanced Auto Parts are Snowflake customers, but lacked multi-factor authentication on their admin accounts. The attacker was able to brute force or buy stolen credentials on the darknet and logged into the Snowflake accounts without being challenged for MFA. This once again shows that despite the best security, a company is only as strong as its weakest link. In this case, an admin account with single-factor authentication. Change Healthcare called and wants their security posture back.
Oh, jeez.
So
why do you
another...
keep calling it Banco Santander?
Banco Santander.
Why do you keep... Why are you saying it like that?
Yeah.
That's the way
Why
Jim
are you on
Cramer
3X?
says it.
Who?
Oh, okay.
Jim
Banco
Cramer?
Santander.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So, yeah. What do we learn here, folks?
Supply chain
MFA.
attack.
Multi-factor,
for
all
your-
the things.
Do you think that there could have been... I bet you Wiz was probably like, yeah, look at this giant gaping hole into your Snowflake, and then they provide zero remediation.
Did you guys see
Maybe.
the updates?
Right?
from
Tell me I'm
this
wrong.
morning?
Who tells you that that's broken? Is it just Wiz? I know it ain't Island.
It's not Zscaler.
DSPM with data security posture management, or I mean that was sort of the dream. CSPM was supposed to do cloud security posture management.
Yeah.
They would tell you have admin accounts that lack MFA.
Yeah. So, are we supposed to believe that Ticketmaster and Banco and, well, maybe Advanced Auto Parts does not have some CSPM stuff, but I can't imagine that these companies don't have that. And how often do you think that just went unnoticed? They're like, oh, yeah, shit happens.
I think it's starting to come out now because all these data breaches are coming out, and the only thing they all have in common is they're all Snowflake customers and they lacked MFA on their admin accounts.
How
Starting to
soon
put it all
until
together.
Snowflake just does MFA automatically? Like the next time
Forces
you
it?
log in, it's like, yeah,
I
kind of
think
like
today,
Apple.
I think they started
I was
enforcing
gonna
it right
say.
away.
Yeah. Seriously. Well, did you guys read some of the most recent stuff from this morning that they're starting to find like databases that have come out with a ton of credentials in them that link back to Snowflake?
Oh, awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah. I wouldn't be
Here's good
surprised.
news. I would say that we're arguably all smart people, but there are some really dumb people that made a lot more money than we've ever made selling Snowflake.
Yeah, you guys keep calling me dumb, but
No, you never sold it. But I'm just talking, it's like freaking storage, man. Storage with security. That's what should have happened
And
right
the
there.
data lake stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was the buzzword a couple years ago, data lake. I mean, this is pretty much like leaving an S3 bucket open, basically, like lacking MFA and having all your database, all your data stolen. It's like the equivalent to that. Why wouldn't you have MFA on something so important?
well, it's kind of
Yeah,
funny
man.
and sad. Like I speak to a lot of customers and I'm like, well, guys, like you have to have an S3 bucket or like an Azure data lake or something to store this, and they're like, oh, we just don't do that. Like that's not something we're ever gonna do. And I'm like, I don't blame you. It's pretty scary, but if you do it right, it's the problem is
You would think that,
they're
I mean,
usually just turned on.
this is
Say again.
time old, like basic security 101. Like if you have an application, apply MFA, right? Apply some level of security other than just admin.
Yeah, I think it's the tyranny of the default. And I'm sure at some point, if you became a Snowflake customer, MFA was not mandatory, and then it just stayed that way. And the people that had better security posture went in and actively turned it on. But now I think Snowflake is turning it on by default, which would have helped a lot here.
I had one customer. I think they dump everything into Sentinel. I don't know. Is that considered to be a data lake, or is that just a SIM? Okay.
It's like a SIM.
And their number one priority is to figure out how to not last year everything was get everything into Sentinel, and this year is minimize our Sentinel spend.
Oh my
Congratulations,
gosh.
team! You did it.
So
Come full
the-
circle.
It's
The
everybody,
funny,
right?
Yeah.
the crazy part is some Microsoft like portions, like the data protection portion. If you want to export that to another SIM, you still have to store it in Sentinel to then export it from Sentinel to the other SIM. So you're having, like these double charges in some instances because
Did
you're
it hit
storing
giant
these
scam?
places.
It's a giant scam.
Do they hit you with egress fees then too when you send them out? Oh, nice. Double dipping son of a guns. I love it.
Yeah, so I mean,
$3 trillion company now.
Yeah, there's a lot of arguments on, oh, well, if we got to store it in Sentinel anyways, like, let's just use Sentinel.
There. Yeah. All right, for our last topic, and it'll be a rotating topic of the week. This week, we're going to make good on Brian's promise and talk about his father-in-law's phishing attempt. So, Brian, why don't you lay it out?
Yeah, so my father-in-law, love him to death, but he got, I don't know what he does. He goes down, he's on YouTube all the time, and he came across crypto, and then he doesn't even know how he got a hold of this person, but they're just chatting back and forth about some great opportunity to get into crypto and make a lot of money. All you need is $2,000. And so he called it Space Coin. And so my doorbell's ringing. Be right back.
This is your typical pig butchering scam. You get some kind of lure. It usually starts when you get those random unsolicited text messages that says, "Hey, I'm in town. Do you want to meet up?" And then you say, "Oh, sorry, wrong number." And they respond, "Oh, sorry about that, but you sound like a cool person. Let's talk." And then inevitably their conversation will go into money, investments. They'll send a picture of them in luxury clothes or luxury goods and says, "Oh, you seem like a nice person. I'm going to let you in on a secret. And I have this great Bitcoin investment system or crypto investment system that's made me a lot of money." And it basically goes from there. They lure you in one way or another, try to get you to send money one way or another, use fake trading apps, but they just want to get you hooked and get your money.
But that's pretty cool. What if you just reverse it and go, "Hey, you know what? You seem like a nice person. Can I borrow some money from you, or I've got something for you to do?" It's all bots, right? On the back end. It's all bots on the back end, right?
Yeah.
It's either bots or forced labor.
So, yeah, going back, he's talking with this guy. This guy's convincing him. He's telling him, he's like, "Yeah, my name is like David Stansel or something like that." And so my father-in-law is Googling it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm talking to David Stansel, and this guy is the inventor of blockchain stuff and Space Coin." And so he's like, "What do you think of it?" I was like, I think I was on a call. I was like, I've never heard of Space Coin. I immediately thought of like Elon, right? He's like, "Oh, maybe this is like an Elon thing." But the first red flag was he's telling me to send it to him on Apple Pay. And I was like, yeah, so if they're dictating how you do a payment, I was like, that's not a good idea. It sounds a little fishy to me. Then I'm like, whatever. And then later on, he sends me a screenshot of like the routing information to do a wire transfer. He goes, "Yeah, it's Space Coin is backed by Regions Bank," and he gave me the address. And so it's like a Google image of like a Regions Bank in Florida. And he's like, "Yeah, it's all legit." I'm like, I had to call him. It's not legit. Like, don't do it. Like, this is the worst idea ever.
You saved him.
I said, "It's a scam." Oh, dude, I totally did. And he's like, I was like, "There's no way." I go, "If you were sending this to David Stansel, it wouldn't be to Joseph Smith at Regions Bank." Like the wiring information, right, was like a Regions Bank, and there's probably a money mule over there. And so like he just wasn't putting anything together. It's like, come on, man, like don't do this. So yeah, we got lucky. He evaded a $2,000 scam, which is good, I guess. At least he's got $2,000 to blow on crypto. But what an amazing, this guy must have been, I should read his entire text message. I think he deleted it. But like, what kind of game you got that you can get an old person to give you $2,000, like wire transfer.
Yeah.
Like something as crazy as crypto.
Who's your sales rep?
Putting money.
Yeah, right.
Putting money in a paper box, right, or in a paper bag and leaving it at the train station. I get it, right? Like I've hacked your computer and I'm inside. I get it.
Yeah.
But let's talk about crypto. So, anyways, he's on Coinbase now and he bought some crypto.
That's good. At least he bought the legitimate crypto,
right.
do a legitimate exchange, and now I can appreciate when crypto goes to the moon.
If it ever goes to the moon.
If Doge, come on, guys.
Dude,
Speaking
what's
of which,
going on with
the GameStop?
No!
Get the hell out of here.
I didn't.
Up 30% today.
No way.
Oh my gosh.
I heard that they're gonna take old Roaring Kitty and like start to like deplatform him because he's got such a huge following. He's able to make some big changes. All he did was post apparently his holdings on GameStop, and I think that influenced. Yeah. Again, like every single time this happens, Chris is like, "You didn't hear about it?" I'm like, "Mother effer! Like, why don't you tell me about it?"
Yeah, no.
Like,
I'm telling you about it now. It's up 30% today, Brian.
AMC is next, right? It's gonna be the next.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just like this. Chris is like, "Yeah, I don't want to get the Cybertruck." Yeah, I got it. And then next thing you know, he's like, "Oh, my Nvidia holdings are up 2,000%." Again, thanks for not telling us about this Nvidia thing, you douche. We could only have made it better.
What a friend!
I
right?
did. To my credit, I did tell all of you guys, well, maybe not Kobe, but everybody else in the group chat to buy Bitcoin was in 13,000.
Wow.
So when I get a random text message at 2:00 in the morning that says buy Bitcoin, no, not even that, just buy BTC, I'm just like, oh, Chris is drunk again, guys.
Yeah,
like, there's no context to it. Like, provide, like, again, like you obviously you probably even said buy Nvidia, but like you probably were just like, who's the president or the CEO
Jensen
of
Huang.
Nvidia? Yeah, you're just like, I love this guy. Okay, again, who the hell are you even talking about? It's not his. It's just You're just like, I love Jensen. 2:36 a.m. in the morning. No context. Like, great. I'm like, who the hell is he talking about? Now he's at 2,000% gain. So good for you, Chris. I'm happy for you. Now you can afford your Cybertruck.
I was gonna say, put it all back into a Cybertruck.
Yeah.
You're gonna sell it to him at profit, right? So that way, he's got all that money anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So here's the push, because I do want to give Chris my reservation, but it's impossible to get a hold of anybody. And it does say in there, like, if you transfer, ownership at some point in time, like they could, if they have any suspicion, right, that you're going to do something with it, they can, basically suspend you from ever buying a Tesla again. So if I'm having this much trouble getting a hold of them before doing something benign, right?
Well, he fired everybody. He fired everybody over there, right?
No, that's just a supercharger network. But if I break the rules, even though I'm not breaking the rules, I'm just trying to help my friend out, and I can't get a hold of anybody now when I'm trying to be proactive about it, I ain't gonna get a hold of anybody after the fact. Let's get blacklisted. Start putting stuff in my wife's name. I have no idea.
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll figure it out, Brian.
We will. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. But anyways, it's good that your father-in-law reached out to you before you lost any money on this one.
Something in his gut was telling him, this isn't right.
Yeah. I looked it up. So Space Coin, I think it might be related to this scam. I linked through an article in the chat here. It says fake SpaceX YouTube channel scam viewers out of 150K in Bitcoin. So it might be related to the SpaceX, like you said. And it looked like they're using YouTube as the platform of choice to try and lure people in.
Nice.
Well, it just goes to show you got to educate your elders out there and keep them safe from these kinds of scams.
It's like Safe Moon. You guys heard about that one?
No.
You should look up.
Enlighten
Safe
us,
Moon.
Kobe.
It was a big, like crypto, not scam thing, but it basically was in the end, and it went up like 100,000% in a few days, and a ton of people made a lot of money. But then it just like people kept putting it in. It never reached a cent. It was like one of those scam coins that were just so small, and then they came back later, and the government found that it was all like embezzlement and like
it's like a rug pull.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pulled it out from under. All of the developers went to jail, and the owner got sued a ton of money. So, and now it's worth nothing. There you go. Yeah,
kind of like our NFTs.
Yes. Ours?
Bro, they're gonna come back.
They're
gonna come back, Brian.
That's probably one thing that if Chris did say you got to go buy it, I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah,
Did you buy it?
Chris is not batting 1,000, by the way.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Smoking monkey,
I wonder how much those are worth today. Those Bored Apes, they were worth hundreds of thousands at some point, or millions even. Now that's bits in a wallet somewhere.
Yeah. So much fun.
Well, we continue to get great comments about our dad joke of the week.
Dad joke of the week.
This week, our guest Kobe is up.
Shoot.
Do it.
All right.
I got Kobe.
All right. Remember the last one, and it was really stupid, and you guys didn't even laugh. I'm hoping that this one is more stupid and you don't laugh as well. So why did the employee go to work on stilts?
Why?
Why is that, Kobe?
He wanted to get a raise.
Give you a raise.
Wow.
Let the record show that all the guys smiled. Just saying.
I think we laughed more at Deitch's comment after the fact than at the actual dad joke itself.
He just highly inappropriate comment.
Yeah. Yes. No.
Yeah. What's
post-production on that one?
I think I told my wife, I was like, and then I slept on the couch.
Should I leave that in or should I censor it?
That's not censored. We know that.
We're all friends. Spotify. Gosh.
All right, to wrap things up, AirPods help track down a hit-and-run driver, add MFA to all admin accounts, and watch out for your elders from getting scammed. That's all we have for this week. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. You can find us all on LinkedIn. Links will be in the description. Follow us on Instagram at PEBCAK Podcast. Thank you to our listeners and subscribers who rate us 5 stars in the iTunes Store and Spotify and left us a review. We appreciate you all spreading the word to help grow the show. Best way to find us is to search for the PEBCAK Podcast on your favorite podcast listening app. My co-hosts Brian Deitch and Glenn Medina, and our guest Kobe Caputo. I'm Chris Lloyd. Thanks for listening. See you all next week, and as always, have a nice day.
Bye, Kobe.
Bye.
Have a nice day.